I died after taking my revenge. The people who betrayed me, stole my inheritance, and ruined my life all paid the price. Yet as darkness swallowed me, I felt no happiness. My final thought was simple. If I could live again, I would choose happiness instead of revenge. "Miss, wake up!" A young voice pulled me from the darkness. I slowly opened my eyes and froze. Above me hung a crystal chandelier. Soft pink curtains danced in the breeze. This wasn't the prison cell where I died. I sat up suddenly. A sharp headache exploded inside my mind. Memories poured into me like a flood. Han Siwa, 8 years old. An ordinary girl. The true daughter of the wealthy Han family. The child who had been switched at birth. Today was the day the truth would be revealed. I stumbled toward a mirror and stared at my reflection. Long black hair, large violet eyes, a tiny body, an 8-year-old child. I touched my face in disbelief. I had been reborn. Mentally, I was nearly 30 years old. Physically, I was 8. Great, I muttered. I died and became an elementary school student. A maid looked at me strangely. "Miss Sioa?" I quickly smiled. Nothing. A few hours later, chaos erupted throughout the Han mansion. Servants whispered nervously. Lawyers arrived. Doctors rushed through the halls. The DNA results had come. The daughter raised by the Han family was not their biological child. The real heiress was me. I sat quietly in the living room, pretending to be nervous. In reality, I was observing everyone. The mansion doors opened. Several people entered. A handsome middle-aged man, an elegant woman with tearful eyes, and a beautiful blonde girl around my age. Han Yuna, the fake heiress, the girl who had unknowingly lived my life. The moment I saw her, memories from my previous life surfaced. In the future, she would become my greatest enemy. Not because she was switched at birth, but because she chose greed over family. Interesting. This was years before that happened. Maybe things could still change. The chairman sat across from me. His expression was complicated. "Sewa." I looked up calmly. The adult seemed nervous. The chairman took a deep breath. "The DNA results have confirmed everything." The room fell silent. My biological mother squeezed her hands together. Yuna lowered her head. Everyone waited for my reaction. "You're our daughter." I simply nodded. "I understand." Silence. The chairman blinked. "That's all?" I tilted my head. Should I say something else? The adults exchanged confused looks. An 8-year-old child wasn't supposed to react this calmly, but after dying once, discovering my real parents wasn't exactly shocking. My mother suddenly hugged me. Tears streamed down her face. "I'm sorry." I froze. In my first life, nobody had ever apologized to me. Nobody had ever chosen me. Slowly, I hugged her back. For the first time since my rebirth, my heart felt warm. That evening, I stood alone on the balcony overlooking the city. The light stretched endlessly into the distance. This city had witnessed my success, my downfall, my revenge, and my death. Now it would witness my rebirth. I looked down at my tiny hands. This life was different. I had a family. I had knowledge of the future. And I had a chance to avoid every mistake. A small smile appeared on my face. This time I won't live for revenge. The wind brushed through my hair. I'll protect my family. I'll protect myself. And I'll finally learn how to be happy. Far below, the city sparkled under the night sky. Somewhere out there, the people who would one day threaten the Han family were already moving. But this time I knew the future. And this time, I would be ready.
The next morning, Han Seoa woke up before sunrise. For a moment, she forgot where she was. Then the luxurious bedroom reminded her. She had truly been reborn. And today was her first day living as the Han family's real daughter. A maid entered her room. "Good morning, Miss Seoa." Seoa nodded. "Good morning." The maid nearly dropped the breakfast tray. Most children her age mumbled greetings. Seoa sounded like a business executive. At breakfast, the entire Han family sat together. Chairman Han read financial reports. Madam Han watched Seoa with a gentle smile. Yuna sat quietly beside them. The atmosphere felt awkward. Nobody knew how to act. After all, one daughter was their biological child. The other was the daughter they had raised for 8 years. Suddenly Chairman Han sighed. The Han Group's stock dropped again. Seoa looked up. She remembered. This was the beginning. A rival company would soon launch a project that would cause Han Group billions in losses. In her previous life, nobody saw it coming. But she did. Because she had already lived through it. "Father." The chairman blinked. It was the first time Seoa had called him that. "Yes? Don't sign the Blue Ocean contract." Silence. Everyone froze. The chairman frowned. "How do you know about that project?" Seowa almost cursed herself. An 8-year-old wasn't supposed to know. Quickly she pointed at the newspaper. I saw it. The chairman looked suspicious. Why shouldn't I sign it? Seowa smiled. Because it will fail. 3 days later. The Blue Ocean project collapsed. A major scandal was exposed. Investors fled. The company lost billions. Chairman Han stared at the news report in shock. If he had signed the contract, Han Group would have suffered enormous losses. His eyes slowly moved towards Seowa. The little girl was eating ice cream. Completely innocent. The chairman narrowed his eyes. There was something strange about his daughter. Very strange. That afternoon, Seowa received her first allowance. $10,000. Her jaw nearly dropped. What kind of allowance is this? The maid tilted her head. Is it too little, miss? Too little? Seowa suddenly understood how wealthy the Han family truly was. An idea appeared in her mind. A dangerous idea. In her previous life, she knew exactly which companies would become giants in the future. If she invested now, she could become rich before adulthood. Very rich. That evening she secretly opened a laptop. Her tiny fingers flew across the keyboard. Several future technology companies appeared on the screen. Perfect. She smiled. Looks like my retirement fund is secured. The maid passing by nearly fainted. An 8-year-old was researching stock investments. Meanwhile, Yuna watched everything from afar. For some reason, the real heiress was different from what she expected. Seowa wasn't arrogant. She wasn't trying to steal attention. She wasn't treating Yuna like an enemy. It made Yuna uncomfortable. Because deep inside, she felt guilty. The life she lived belonged to Seowa. Late at night, Seowa stood on her balcony. The city lights stretched endlessly below. Suddenly a memory flashed through her mind. A face. A man. One of the people responsible for destroying the Han family in her previous life. According to the timeline, he would appear soon. Much sooner than expected. Seowa's eyes darkened. This time, she clenched her tiny fists. I'll stop everything before it begins. For the first time since her rebirth, the game had started. And unlike her enemies, she already knew the future. 1 week after her rebirth, Han Seowa received unexpected news. Miss Seowa, her butler said. The chairman will attend the Han Charity Gala tonight. Seowa froze. The Han Charity Gala. She remembered it perfectly. Because that was where everything had started in her previous life. That night, the Han family met the man who would eventually destroy them. Kang Min-hyuk. A smiling businessman. A hidden monster. In her previous life, nobody suspected him. He was charming. Intelligent. Respected by everyone. Even Chairman Han trusted him. But Seowa knew the truth. Behind the smile hid a ruthless manipulator who used people as chess pieces. Within 10 years he would steal Han Group's secrets, bankrupt several companies, and indirectly cause the deaths of countless people, including her father. That evening, Seowa wore a beautiful black dress. Her mother smiled proudly. You look adorable. Seowa sighed. I'm not adorable. You are. I'm not. Her mother laughed. The adults saw an 8-year-old child. Only Seowa knew she was mentally older than most people in the room. The charity gala was filled with wealthy guests. Crystal chandeliers sparkled overhead. Business leaders discussed investments. Politicians exchanged smiles. Seowa quietly followed her parents. Then she saw him. Kang Min-hyuk. Tall. Handsome. 30 years old. Perfect smile. The same face she had seen before her death. Her hands clenched. For a moment, old hatred surged inside her. No. This life wasn't about revenge. She took a deep breath and calmed herself. Kang Min-hyuk approached Chairman Han. Chairman Han, it's an honor. The two men shook hands. Exactly as Seowa remembered. The beginning of the nightmare. Min-hyuk noticed Seowa. His smile widened. And who is this? My daughter. Seowa forced herself to smile. Hello, Mr. Kang. His eyes flashed with surprise. Most children were shy. Seowa looked directly into his eyes. As if she could see through him. For the first time, Kang Min-hyuk felt strangely uncomfortable. The gala continued. Seowa quietly listened to conversations. Then she overheard something important. Two executives stood nearby. Project Phoenix launches next month. We finally acquired the research data. Research data. Seowa's eyes widened. She remembered. Project Phoenix was one of Kang Min-hyuk's earliest crimes. The data had been stolen from a small startup company. The theft would destroy dozens of innocent employees. Nobody would discover the truth for years. But Seowa already knew. That night, back at the mansion, she couldn't sleep. She sat in front of her laptop. Tiny fingers raced across the keyboard. Searching. Investigating. Collecting evidence. Hours passed. Finally, she found it. The proof. The startup company still existed. The theft hadn't happened yet. That meant there was still time. A smile slowly appeared on her face. This time, you're not getting away with it. The next morning, Chairman Han entered his office. An anonymous email waited in his inbox. Attached were several suspicious documents regarding Project Phoenix. The chairman frowned. Who sent this? The information looked credible. Very credible. Enough to launch an investigation. Across the city, Kang Min-yuk sat in his luxury office. His assistant rushed inside. Sir. Min-yuk frowned. What happened? The startup company hired lawyers. What? They somehow discovered the plan. For the first time in years, Kang Min-hyuk's smile disappeared. Nobody should have known. Nobody. Meanwhile, Seoa happily ate pancakes. Her mother smiled. You seem happy today. I am. Did something good happen? Seoa took a bite. Maybe. Her mother laughed. Such a mysterious child. Far away, Kang Min-yuk stared at the city through a glass window. Something was wrong. His perfect plan had begun falling apart. And for the first time, someone had moved against him before he even acted. A dangerous feeling settled in his chest. He didn't know it yet. But his enemy had already returned from the future. And she was only 8 years old. A month after returning to the Han family, Han Seoa finally started attending the prestigious Royal Crown Academy. It was the most elite elementary school in the country. The children of billionaires, politicians, and celebrities all studied there. In her previous life, Seoa had attended the same school. She remembered every bully, every fake friend, every betrayal. This time, things would be different. Miss Seoa, we're here. The luxury car stopped before the academy gates. Thousands of students stared. Whispers immediately spread. That's the real Han Heiress. The girl who replaced Han Yuna. She's so pretty. Seoa sighed. Nothing had changed. Children loved gossip. As she entered the classroom, everyone stared. The teacher smiled. Class, this is Han Seoa. Please take care of me. The students expected a shy greeting. Instead they received a perfect, elegant bow. Several adults watching from outside were impressed. Several children were intimidated. A blond boy sitting near the window watched silently. His name was Jiho. In Seoa's previous life, he had become one of the world's youngest AI geniuses. Unfortunately, he had dropped out of school after years of bullying. His talent was wasted. Seoa looked at him thoughtfully. Not this time. During lunch break, trouble arrived. 3 girls approached Seoa. The leader crossed her arms. You stole Yuna's place. The cafeteria became silent. Seoa immediately recognized her. Kim Sera. The daughter of one of Kang Min-hyuk's business partners. Interesting. The villain was already moving. Sera smirked. Everyone knows Yuna is the real princess. Seoa calmly ate another bite of her sandwich. No reaction. Sera's smile twitched. I said something. Seoa nodded. You did. The cafeteria held its breath. Aren't you angry? Sarah asked. No. Why not? Seoa looked genuinely confused. Should I be angry because a child insulted me? Several students burst into laughter. Sarah's face turned red. She had lost the argument instantly. Unfortunately, she wasn't finished. As students left the cafeteria, Sarah secretly stuck out her foot. Seoa saw it immediately. She had expected it. But someone else moved first. A blond boy grabbed her arm. Watch out. It was Jiho. The future genius. Seoa smiled. Thank you. Jiho quickly looked away. His ears turned red. The next day, rumors spread throughout the academy. Someone had posted online claiming Seoa cheated on entrance exams. The accusations exploded across the school. Parents began talking. Students whispered. Teachers became concerned. In her previous life, Seoa had suffered greatly because of these rumors. But not anymore. That evening, Seoa opened her laptop. Within minutes she discovered the source. The fake account belonged to Kim Sera. And the IP address connected directly to her house. Too easy. The following morning, the principal called an emergency meeting. Parents gathered. Teachers gathered. Students gathered. Sarah sat confidently. She believed she had won. Then the principal displayed evidence on the screen. Screenshots. Records. Account information. Everything. The room exploded into chaos. Sarah's mother stood up. This must be a mistake. The principal shook his head. The evidence is clear. Sarah's face turned pale. For the first time in her life, she experienced public humiliation. The same humiliation she once planned for Seoa. After school, Jiho approached Seoa. You knew. Seoa smiled. Knew what? That the rumor would fail. She looked at the city skyline beyond the school gates. Let's just say I prepare for everything. Jiho stared at her. Sometimes she felt less like a child and more like a mysterious adult. That night, Kang Minhyuk received another report. His expression darkened. Project Phoenix had failed. His connection inside the school had failed. Every move he made seemed to be blocked. Someone was interfering. Someone intelligent. Someone dangerous. Across the city, Seoa sat on the balcony of the Han mansion. The night wind brushed through her hair. For the first time since her rebirth, she had gained an ally. Jiho. A future genius. Someone who could help change the future. And Kang Minhyuk had finally noticed her. The real battle was about to begin. Seoa smiled toward the stars. Come at me. In this life. I refuse to lose. A week after the incident with Kim Sarah, a new student arrived at Royal Crown Academy. The entire school buzzed with excitement. A black luxury car stopped at the academy gates. A young boy stepped out. Silver hair. Sharp blue eyes. Calm expression. He looked more like a prince than a student. Who is he? I've never seen him before. He looks scary. The whispers spread instantly. Inside the classroom, the teacher smiled nervously. Class, this is our new transfer student. The boy nodded. My name is Adrian Lee. He sat beside the window. Directly across from Seoa. The moment their eyes met, Seoa froze. She knew him. Or rather, she knew who he would become. In her previous life, Adrian Lee was known as the hidden heir of the Shadow Group. The Shadow Group wasn't a normal company. It controlled enormous wealth, information networks, and powerful business connections around the world. Even Kang Minhyuk feared them. But Adrian disappeared when he was young. Nobody knew why. At least, nobody except Seoa. After class, Jiho approached Seoa. What's wrong? Seoa stared at Adrian. Nothing. But her expression said otherwise. Because she remembered something terrible. 3 months from now, Adrian would be kidnapped. The event would destroy his family. And change the future forever. That afternoon, Seoa found Adrian reading alone in the library. She sat across from him. Adrian looked up. You've been watching me. Direct. Seoa smiled. So have you. His eyebrow twitched. Interesting answer. Most children became nervous around him. This girl didn't. Why did you transfer here? Seoa asked. Adrian closed his book. Family reasons. A lie. Seoa already knew. His family had sent him here to hide him from enemies. Enemies who were already searching for him. For the next several weeks, Seoa quietly watched. Everything matched her memories. Strange cars near the academy. Suspicious phone calls. Unknown visitors. The kidnapping was getting closer. One evening, Seoa received unexpected information. Her family's security team intercepted a report. Several criminals had entered the city. The date matched exactly. Her eyes darkened. It starts now. The following Friday, Adrian failed to arrive at school. Jiho frowned. That's strange. Seoa immediately stood. Her worst memory had begun. After classes ended, she secretly followed clues from her previous life. An abandoned warehouse near the harbor. The same place. The same location. Everything was exactly as she remembered. Except this time. She had arrived first. Using her phone, Seoa sent information directly to her father's security team. Coordinates. Photos. Evidence. Within minutes, security forces surrounded the area. The criminals were captured before they could act. The next day, Adrian appeared at school. He looked at Seoa differently. For the first time, there was genuine curiosity in his eyes. You knew. Seoa smiled. Knew what? That I was in danger. She shrugged. Maybe I'm lucky. Adrian almost laughed. For the first time in years. That evening, another shocking event occurred. Chairman Han received a visitor. The head of the Shadow Group. One of the most powerful people in the country. The man bowed slightly. I came to thank your daughter. The chairman blinked. My daughter? The man nodded. She saved my grandson. Later that night, Seoa stood on the balcony overlooking the city. The wind gently moved her hair. For the first time since her rebirth, she had changed something major. Adrian was safe. Jiho had become her ally. The Han family was stronger. And Kang Minhyuk's plans were falling apart. Yet Seoa knew this was only the beginning. Far away, in a dark office overlooking the city, Kang Minhyuk stared at a report. Every page contained the same name. Han Seoa. The 8-year-old girl who kept ruining his plans. His expression slowly darkened. Who are you? Seoa looked toward the stars and smiled. This life was no longer about revenge. It was about protecting the people she loved, creating a future worth living for, and proving that even a little girl could change destiny. But deep down, she knew one thing. The final battle with Kong Minhyuk was still waiting. And when that day came, she would be ready. The end.